Record.
Thanks, Bob.
Thanks, Bob. So today we're going to kind of focus on Instagram, but with the tech coffee breaks, we'll talk about anything tech related or those kind of things. We'll try to keep it somewhat short here, but Instagram. Hopefully, most of you know what that is, right? It's a form of social media. It's owned by Facebook. Basically, posts pictures as well as videos. It has a story very similar to what Snapchat has. I guess, how many of you guys are using Instagram to some function for work? Either put in the conversation on the side or speak up.
This is Stacy. I'll share on my end. I run Instagram for our adulting project on campus and our food department. And then I have a personal account as well.
All right, and I also have one that I use for work, but I don't use it as much as I'd like to. That's one of my goals, I guess, for 2018 is to post a bit more frequently. And I do also have a personal one that I use a bit more often, but it's kind of more spontaneous. There are kind of some pros and cons to using Instagram versus things like Twitter, Facebook, those kind of things. I guess first off, if you don't have a lot of friends that are on Instagram, it might be difficult to kind of get followers and those kind of things. But it looks like a lot of you don't really use it for work. And I guess Stacy and I are going to kind of talk a little bit about how you can use it for work, as well as maybe why, and what we're kind of doing as well. So yeah, it is fairly simple to switch back and forth from a work to a personal account. If you go into Instagram, you can actually add a user, and then when you go to your profile up in the top left, you can switch between accounts. And that might be difficult for me to share at the moment, but if you have questions about that, feel free to shoot me an email after this Skype call. Yeah, it's extremely simple for me, at least.
Very simple. I have 3 accounts and switch back and forth with a click or a touch on my screen. So very, very simple. I just started using Instagram in, I want to say last summer, June or July, I signed up. We were doing Facebook, we were doing Twitter. I wanted to keep progressing. Instagram seemed like the next logical step, and I love it. I find myself now using it more than Facebook, especially on my personal account. It is awesome. I'm a picture person. I love the visuals. And you don't get so much of the extra added ads and other stuff that Facebook has. So I really like Instagram for that reason.
Same here. I kept myself scrolling through it more than I wish I did, I guess. But I guess starting from the beginning, you should make sure that you have a good bio section, nice and short, brief, on your profile, and try to post stuff to it somewhat frequently. You don't want to be posting a bunch of pictures at once in general. At least I don't like it when people do that. What do you think, Stacy?
I've seen people utilize the story feature for that. So every time you do a post, you can add it either to your main page or your story. And then every time you add a photo to the story, then it kind of creates its own little slideshow. And then people can look at it that way. But yeah, posting a whole heck of a lot of pictures all at once, or, that can kind of get annoying.
Then you can also post videos. It used to be a 15-second limitation, but now you can put 60-second videos as well as multiple pictures into one post. Great things about that. Also, within that story that Stacy mentioned, there's also a way to make a poll. And this morning I actually made a poll that on my personal account that says, do you use the poll? And 75% of my friends don't ever use the poll on Instagram. That's only 8 people responded, and I can see that 36 people saw it, and 6 of them said no, and 2 said yes, they use it. I think that the poll feature on the stories could be a great way to kind of utilize it for extension, kind of ask some type of simple question. Stacy, I think you mentioned to me that you had used this survey on the story.
Yep. We, especially for adulting group, we have an Instagram account for that. We use it to market and remind our users of the upcoming sessions, or if we put something new in the adulting cart, we just kind of do either a little short little boomerang video or a poll. Like you said, are you coming to the next, like, hashtag my first place was last month. And this month is all about food nutrition. So we'll do frequent stories on that.
So from what I can see, you can see how many people have seen a post, and with videos, it usually says how many people have seen the video. I guess Stacy or Bob, do you guys know of any other analytics on Instagram?
Yep. So both of those accounts are business accounts, and I would suggest if you want to, use analytics for to drive content and audience, I would definitely sign up for a business account, especially if you're making a county page, because then you can look at the reach, engagement, all the same types of analytics that Facebook uses too, because they're owned by the same company. So.
And another great idea, I guess, for things to post onto your Instagram account is sometimes you can take a screenshot of a news article or something like that, or even like an extension publication, and just kind of post a screenshot and maybe mention a little something or put the link in the comments below. But yeah, you don't have to be the best photographer to put stuff onto Instagram, but
Instagram has really awesome filters that can dress up your photos if they're not the greatest. I know, especially for our adulting classes, we hold them in the commons space in Syme Hall, which is one of the dorms, and the lighting in there is atrocious, terrible. So when I take pictures or videos for that, I'll run the photos through a filter first before posting them. And then what I like to do, since the photos look a heck of a lot better after they go through Instagram, then I'll take the photos from Instagram and post to Facebook. Otherwise, they're really dark.
Nice. Yeah. Yeah, it is nice how you can really brighten up some of those photos with the editing tools. Question, can accounts be named for organizations or only individuals? You can name it anything you want as far as I know. I guess from the NDSU side of things, do we have any, do we have any branding rules or guidelines on how we should name our accounts? I guess the one I use for work, it's called DREC Agronomy for the Dickinson Research Extension Center. And then my personal one is BDUP, but all right.
Yeah, we're NDSU EXT Food.
Okay. There's that one. I guess I'll pull up mine so you guys can check that out.
Hey there, Kelly Anderson here. From a just NDSU Extension Service side of things, we found out about a year ago that our NDSU Extension Service Instagram, handle, I don't know how to say this, had been hijacked, or a former employee had used NDSU Extension, and we can't seem to get control back of that account. And so there have been talks about what our, especially if there is a name change coming up, whether we look at creating a new Instagram NDSU Extension Service or or NDSU extension account, but that's kind of up in the air. So just if you were wondering about NDSU extension and service in general, that's kind of what's happening right now. So there is a NDSU EXT, I believe, is the handle for it right now, but like I said, we don't have control over it. We've even messaged the owner of that account asking for permission, and we've reported the account to Instagram, but because they're not using NDSU extension service to make money or things of that nature, they won't let us have our handle back. So anyway, that's what it just FYI in case you want to know about extension service.
Good background.
Yeah.
I see Bob's adding a couple more. I know Dickey County has one, and Burleigh County also has one. I don't know of any other county accounts. Does anybody else follow any others?
Did you mention Burleigh County, Stacey?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
All right.
I'm gonna find their handle. I think
So
it's Burleigh.extension.
Who do you guys see as your target audience for Instagram? Are you finding I don't mean to put it this way, Ryan, but your Joe Blow farmers are using it, or is it mostly younger, or what exactly? Who are you connecting with best through Instagram?
For me, it's a lot of mid-20s ag professionals are who kind of follow me. Yeah, definitely skew younger. There's a couple younger farmers out there that use Instagram. I would definitely say it definitely skews to the younger crowd.
I think they say 59% is between the ages of 18 and 29.
What was that? Oh, thanks.
Yep, sorry, I was typing it in too. We definitely use it, obviously, for adulting to reach our target audience, which are, for that project, 18 to 21-year-olds. And as far as food, that one runs the gamut. Our audience is pretty spread out. Possibly.
And go ahead.
Recent statistics put Instagram users at 800 million and growing. So it's definitely something to consider if you're, you've done your Facebook, you've got Twitter. If you're looking for the next step, this is one to consider.
And
yeah,
just like with Twitter, hashtags are huge, I guess, for Instagram. Help kind of connect with people across the world as well.
And Kala, I like that. If I wanted to, I could post a picture to Instagram. Yes, yeah. If you post to Instagram, you have the option of syncing other social media accounts, and so you could post to Facebook or Twitter, or I think there's like 6 other ones that you could post to. My usage with that is sometimes my message on Instagram is a little bit different than my message to Facebook, especially with the use of hashtags. I think they recommend using somewhere in the ballpark of 30 hashtags per post on Instagram. And with Facebook, you don't want to do that. I think they say like 0 or, at most 2 or 3. So if I'm just doing a quick post about a class that we did and sharing some pictures, yeah, I'll post and sync with my other accounts. But if I'm doing some maybe educational post on Instagram, it'll look different than the one I post to Facebook.
And I guess to really get kind of retain and gain followers, you probably want to have more frequent posts, I guess, or at least consistent posts. there's not really any scheduling app within Instagram, but Stacy, do you know of some good ways to schedule that?
Yeah, and actually scheduling just became a whole lot easier. Instagram is allowing you to auto schedule to them using third-party apps. So I use a variety of them because, with any free account, you only get so many social media accounts that you can link to them. So I have tried out Hootsuite. I have used Later, and one that's called Crowdfire, and they all have different functionality, and I like pieces of all of them. If I had to choose one that I really liked the best, I would probably choose Later, just because of its easy to use user interface. But Hootsuite is great because you can schedule also, to your Twitter and Facebook through that app. Later also lets you do that, but you can only link a couple. I like Crowdfire because it gives you suggestions for hashtags, which is, with Instagram, very important. So, all ones to check out. But they all now, before the auto schedule, it used to send you a notification to your phone, and then you had to physically post it to Facebook or to Instagram. But now if the app is verified or the program is verified, then Instagram allows you to auto schedule and they'll post for you. So, posting at different times with Instagram is depending on your audience and your users, might be very important. So before, when I was scheduling things for our adulting, well, our audience was most active at 9, 10, 11 o'clock at night when I was sleeping or wanted to be sleeping. So then it was kind of, I got a post, I would get a notification, and my husband would be like, your phone is going off again. So that got a little bit annoying. But now that you can auto schedule, it's a breeze. The one caveat with auto scheduling is you don't have the chance to put it through the picture through one of the Instagram filters. So that's one downside that I have found so far.
So, similar hashtag. Has NDSU Extension thought about a hashtag to connect all accounts to a similar tag? I think we kind of talked about this a little bit with the innovation team and with conference last year. I guess, would Becky or Bob or somebody want to take that better than I could?
Kelly here. I know. So we used I think there was a conference hashtag that allowed people to connect on the conference level, but we haven't really talked about a similar hashtag for just NDSU Extension in general. I think the kind of issue is that, I think it'd be great, except for it allows, individuals to I don't know what the word I'm looking for, find anything that's been tagged to create that, in their feed, but it doesn't actually populate an account, if that makes sense, with those hashtags. So it's great for individual users to see everything that, people could tag their posts with NDSU Extension, but it doesn't seem to, like I said, put it all in one account, if that makes sense. Okay, yeah, you can follow hashtags. I think what needs to happen is that we just need to let go of getting to use the perfect, the perfect account name would be NDSU Extension or Extension Service or NDSU EXT. But I think that we have to, because we someone beat us to that, or a troll or something took over that, I think we're going to have to go, figure out what we want to do, whether that's NDSU_EXT or, some version of that might not get to be the perfect account, but it has some type of special character in there so that we can take that back. So.
One thing that I did want to mention, especially with our account, and we talk about posting a lot. It doesn't always have to be your own stuff. I use an app called Repost, and if I am going through my feed, and I follow a lot of food and nutrition accounts, and if I see something cool, like they shared something about a cool recipe or a delicious recipe that featured something that I thought was great, I can in the little corners say copy link, and then it will go straight to my Repost app, and then I can go in there and choose to post to my Instagram, and then it will copy in whatever the caption was for that picture, and it'll give the previous person that posted credit for it. So you can use that as a way to, you don't always have to provide your own stuff. And then you might get more views from some of their followers. I have earned a lot of views that way, especially I think one of my most popular posts was a recipe video that Produce for Kids had posted, and I reposted, and I've gained a lot of followers that way. So
I guess, are there any questions related to Instagram? I guess I know a goal that I'm going to set for myself is to try to post at least once a week to the DRECs, Dickinson Research Center's Instagram, and probably this summer it'll be more like every other day, just because that's when agronomy happens in the summer. So, but yeah, just to try to keep it more active. But I guess if you have any questions, either think of them now or let us know. We will be having the innovation team. We'll be working to have tech coffee breaks once a month, continuing that, and then we'll also be having a critical conversation about kind of social media analytics and evaluations, those kind of things coming up here. So, any shout outs?
That one is on Thursday. The next critical conversation is on Thursday.
Thursday at 10 Central.
Thanks, Bob.
Thank you, Bob. I guess any other questions about social media, technology? Any shout outs to other people that are using technology?
I have a question. This is Caitlin. It's just talking about what you had mentioned with the Repost app.
Yep.
I was just looking in my app store quick, and there's a ton of different Repost apps. Have you tried more than one, or the one you use, does it seem to work really well? And then which one is that?
The app is actually called Repost itself.
Okay.
It's kind of blue with circular arrows going in. I can send you the information if I find it on my phone quick. But I really like that one. And I haven't used any other ones because I found this one and I really like this one.
Okay.
I'll send you the information. Yeah. Thanks, Bob. Anything else? All right.
Thanks,
Time for
everybody.
lunch.
Yeah. Be sure to join the critical conversation on Thursday at 10. Have a good one. Thanks for coming in.
Thank you.